Lots of woodworking projects start with basics, and today on Woodworking with Wes, we're going to do a basic panel glue up. This is the wood for the panel that we need to glue up. It's wider than my planer, and so I'm going to have to mill these down to the thickness I want before I glue them up. Now, if I was just going to be gluing two of them together, I would glue them together and then run them through the planer so that my seam was all nice and clean. Let's go ahead and get these planed down to thickness. Running my boards through the thickness planer is the very first step. I need to do this several times to end up with the thickness I desire, which is 13/16. As you can see, my board has a rough sawmill edge. I clean that with my bench top joiner. That gives me a nice, smooth, straight edge. The final step is to finish cutting the boards to the desired dimension, S4S, which is surfaced 4 sides. Ready now for the glue up. Our boards are now all S4S, plain to thickness, straight lined on both sides, and ready for glue up. Now, I'm not going to use biscuits or dominoes or anything like that. This is just going to be straight glue to make our glue up. I'm using Titebond original glue because this is going to be an interior piece. I don't need to have any special waterproof or slow drying glue or anything like that. We're just going to do this. I have found over the years that if I put a nice heavy bead of glue down my seam, that works really, really good. And then I just take it and I put it up against the piece and I just kind of rub it a little bit to spread that bead around. I have 3 clamps underneath. I always start in the center and work my way out. That's just the way I do it. Make sure your seams are even. Okay, we're good there, we're good there. We're starting to see some squeeze out. We want to squeeze out on all of our seams to show that we have enough glue. I then put a couple of clamps over the top. So I have 3 from the bottom and 2 from the top. And I work my way out. So we're going to do the top side clamp here next. Again, making sure that my seams are nice and flush. Tighten that down. We'll go ahead and work the rest of the way out. I'm good here. I can feel at the end that I have my seams right where I want them. Good squeeze out all the way along. Okay, now we work back the other direction. Have a little bit of unevenness on that one, but we just fixed that one. That one's good. Tighten that one down. Okay, I have a piece of cardboard underneath my glue up to keep me from getting a mess all over my saw. And now I put on my final clamp on this end. All right, we're doing good. Okay, tighten down that clamp. And then I always go back when I'm done and I just test all my clamps to make sure that my pressure, I can tell by the feel that my pressure is even all the way across by just how tight okay, I'm good. My pressure is even, my squeeze out is good, my boards are flat, and my seams are good. Let's come back when it's all glued up and see what it looks like. After a couple of hours of drying time, we took it out of clamps and gave it a nice sand to even up the joints, and our board is now ready for our project. Important to learn the basics. See you next time on Woodworking with Wes.